Hello and welcome back to C# for Beginners video series. If you are enjoying the video series and getting some benefit from it, please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon so that you are notified when a new episode is released. In the last few videos, we went over variables, string data types, and numeric data types. Today, I will describe a new data type. It's called the Boolean data type. So what is a Boolean data type? A Boolean type represents a Boolean value, which can be either true or false. So a Boolean type can have only one of two values. Either it can have a true value or a false value. In C#, a Boolean type is referenced by the bool keyword. Let's define a Boolean variable. So we define a variable by first stating the type. So the type of the Boolean in C# is bool. So bool. Check, the name of the variable, check. So we've defined a variable named check, which is of type bool. Let's print out what is the value of this variable. So we can say console.writeLine, and we want to print out the value of the variable check. And let's run it. And we can see the value is false. The reason it's set to false is by default, the value of a Boolean type is set to false, even if we don't assign any values to it. We can assign a value to check with the equal sign, and we can assign the true value to it. Notice the true is just a word true, and there is no double quotes or anything like that. And let's print out the value of check now. And hit the run. So now the value of check is true. One thing to note, although the console.writeLine is printing out the value of the Boolean variable check in capital letters, like false has a capital F and true has a capital T, but the keyword is actually in small letters. Okay? In C#, all the keywords or the reserved words that C# has are all in small letters. So if I wanted to set a value to check as a false will be in small letters. If I put F in capital, it's not going to, it's an error. Okay, the keyword, all keywords are in small letters. So if I put false as in small letters, it gets recognized and the error goes away. Same way the true has a small t. Now we're going to learn about the if statement. So let me clear this up a little bit, and we're going to learn about the if statement. The if statement has this structure. So if, and then there is a condition in between two parentheses, and it has a block with curly braces on. So whatever code we have inside the curly braces will be run if the condition is evaluated to true. Let's do some examples. If, again, I want to note is that since if is a reserved word in C#, it's in small letters. So the if structure has an if, and then is followed by a condition, and then there is a body of the if statement in curly braces. So let me say console dot write line hello if condition is true. Okay, so I'm going to put in the Boolean value true in there. So if the condition is true, then this block of code would be run, and it will print out hello if condition is true. Okay, let me run it. So it prints out hello if condition is true. If the condition inside the parenthesis is false, the code in between the curly braces will not get executed. So let's run this code, and it ran, and there is nothing printed out. Putting true and false directly into the condition is not very useful. The true power comes when the if statement is combined with logical operators. So let's talk about some of those logical operators. The first one we're going to talk about is comparison operators. Comparison operators compare the two sides of the operator. So less than operator. Okay, the less than operator is symbolized with that symbol. It compares if the left side of the symbol is smaller than the right side. And then there is another one, less than or equal to operator, which compares if the left side of this symbol is smaller than or equal to the right side. Okay, so let's do an example. Let's say variable x equals 3 and variable y equals 4. Okay, so I've defined two variables x and y, and I've assigned integers to them. So x and y are integer variables, and I'm going to say if x is less than y, okay, and then do the curly braces. I'm going to print out write line x is less than y, and then on the outside of the curly braces I'm gonna put in console dot write line. The program is done, just to show that the program has run and it's done. Okay, so let's go over the if statement again. So the if statement, the code inside the curly brace will only get executed if the condition in the parenthesis is evaluated to true, and the condition we've put in is x, and the operator we're using is the less than operator. So the condition which is going to evaluate is x smaller than y. Okay, and then so this condition should evaluate to true in this example, because x is 3, y is 4, and x is less than 4. So the condition will evaluate to true, and the computer program should print out x is less than y, and then it will print out done. So let's run the code. So here we go. The output is x is less than y, and it prints out done. Now if I change the value of x to 4, okay, then x, then this condition becomes false now because x is not less than y. So this condition will be evaluated to false. So since the condition has been evaluated to false, the code inside the curly braces will not be executed. So this will not be printed, only done will be printed. Let's run it. So as we can see, the done is only printed and this line is not printed. Now let's put in the less than or equal to sign. Okay, so now since I've put in less than or equal to operator, this condition is now going to be evaluated to true because x, even though is not less than y, but it is equal to y. Okay, so and then I will change x is less than or equal to less than to y. So now since this is going to be true, the condition will evaluate to true, or this is going to be printed. Yeah, and as we see, it gets printed. Now if I change the value of x to 5, so now this condition is not going to be true. 5 is not less than or equal to 4, so x is not less than or equal to 4, and hence this line will not get printed. And as we can see, it's not printed. That's the less than operator and less than or equal to operator. We also have other comparison operators. Okay, the greater than and then greater than or equal to operator, which evaluates if the left hand side of the operator is greater than the right hand side. We also have the equals operator with two equal signs, which checks if both sides of the operator are equal or not. And then we have the not equal operator, which is an exclamation mark next to an equal sign. I can say in this example, since x is 5 and y and 4, if I do x is greater than or equal to y, then this will, let's say, test passes. It will print out test passes and then done. Okay. And you can see that the test passes, the x is greater than y, and then if I change this to 5, y is 5, and then equal, greater than or equal to, this should also pass, because even if x is not greater than y but it is equal to, so it should print out test passed. Okay, and then test passes. And then what we can do is also put in the equal sign, two equal signs next to each other. Now this should also evaluate to true, and test passes should be printed because x and y are equal. Test passes, and then the not equal. So this should fail because both x and y are 5, so they are equal. So not equal should be evaluated as false, and if the condition is false, the code inside the curly braces is not going to run. Let's review. Today we learned the Boolean keyword, the Boolean values, true and false, the if statement, the comparison operators, the greater than or less than, equal to and not equal to operators. In the next video, I'm going to continue on with the if statement, the if statement's else if part and the else part. We're going to go over logical and or and not operators, and we're going to learn about loops, the while loop and the for loop. So click the subscription button and the bell icon so that you are notified when the next video is released. Till then, Goodbye.